Alright, so what we're going to do today is build a Raspberry Pi streamer and DAC. So we have a couple little extras, and I'll show you that right now. This is an M.2 card that lets you go ahead and slap an M.2 V key specifically onto the whole thing. So this is going to act as our base. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this section. I have this here, this little clear plastic that you can pick up on Amazon for real cheap, and then go ahead and get that lined up real nice so that we're able to go ahead and screw it in easily. Speaking of screwing things in, let me go ahead and grab my screwdriver. I have it put away right now. Go ahead and grab that. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we've got our screwdriver here. Let's go ahead and get this together. It's just 4 small screws that go in here. It's no big deal. Very simple. And the nice thing is that this add-on card actually comes with the screws and the small standoffs that you're going to need to actually put it all together. So it's a nice little package, and it's actually made by the company is called Subterranean Technologies, and you can find them on eBay. And this one of the other cool things is, unlike many others that you'll find, this one, you can see by that blue connector there, is actually USB 3.0 and not just USB 2.0, which is great for our purposes because we're looking for faster transfer speeds out of the hard drive that we're going to put into it. So here we have our hard drive. It's already inside of a nice little case with a heat shield. So we're going to go ahead and take this, put it in here. 1 second. Now, something to keep in mind when you do this for the first time, you're going to need a dock or some way to format this inside of a Windows PC or inside of your Mac. You go ahead and format it before you can use it and load music onto it for the first time. So just to share a little secret with you, if you have a double-ended USB 3 cable, you can just plug straight into that while the rest of the Pi is off. And once you do that, you can go ahead and take care of your formatting and loading in your music and what have you. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our Raspberry Pi. In our case, we're using a Raspberry Pi 4. You can see it's got the 2 micro HDMI connectors and a USB-C for the power. And we're just going to line it up right here. And then we're going to take our standoffs and get those put in here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the music. Now the standoffs that I'm using are the full, I think they're 22mm or 25mm, one of the two. They're the taller ones, and you're going to want to use those so that we make sure that whatever comes next goes ahead and clears our USB and Ethernet connections on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, that's all 4 standoffs in place. Now we're going to go ahead and put on our DAC card. So this DAC card is absolutely one of my favorites. And if you look at that, you can find it on eBay. Just type in Raspberry Pi DAC and it'll come up in the search. They usually cost just around anywhere between $40 and $55. You can find them for like $42 pretty much all the time though. This thing's pretty great. It's got tons of inputs and outputs. We've got a coaxial right here, and then we've got our 2 RCA, and then we've got 3.5mm I2S HDMI and a Toslink optical connector. So it's all it's all there as far as connectivity for basically whatever you want, which is pretty great. So let's go ahead and get this mounted up here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this guy on here. Just line him up, make sure the GPIO pins are all lined up nicely. You can double check that right there and ensure that they're all perfectly lined up, because if they're not, you can short things or burn them out, and that's the last thing you want to do with the new stuff you just spent a bunch of money on, right? So, got that on there. Let's go ahead and get our standoffs in. Alright, last standoff here. And this last part is honestly just for fun, just for looks, to have everything be nice. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount our last little top section there that we got out of that kit. And just go ahead and screw it in place. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's all done. We've got our M.2 drive, we've got our DAC, we've got our Raspberry Pi. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and come over to the bring you guys over to the other monitor. How you doing? So let's turn me off for a second. Alright, so here we can see our main monitor, and the site that we're going to is called volumio.com. volumio.com/get-started. And you're going to download the Volumio app and put it onto your computer. And then we're also going to want to go over here and grab another app called Balena Etcher. And you're going to want to take that, and that's what we're going to use to be able to burn our image onto our SD card. Alright, so as you can see over here, we've downloaded Balena Etcher, and we also have our Volumio image down here. It's a zip file. The great thing about Balena Etcher is you can just leave it as a zip file. You don't have to unzip it before using it to be able to unpack it and put it onto an SD card. So what you're going to do is you're going to open Balena Etcher. So I'll show you guys that first, since I already have it installed. Alright, so this is what it's going to look like. So Balena Etcher is going to come through. First, it's going to say, you're going to want to say flash from file, since you already downloaded Volumio on the into your downloads. So we go flash from file. We go from there into downloads. Me, I have it in Raspberry Pi OS's and images. Volumio 3.569 is the current one, so we select that. So now it's got that there. Select target. That's what you're gonna point your you're gonna point it to your SD card. If you are using a Raspberry Pi 4, you can also use a USB drive. So I'm going to opt to use a USB drive since I have a couple spares. So let me go ahead and fish those out. Okay. Now we just go ahead, we get our USB drive ready to go. Pop it into our USB hub right here. All right. So there's a few files on there that come from the factory since it's a SanDisk drive, but we don't have to worry about that because Balena Etcher is going to fully format it before we go ahead and install Volumio. So let's select our target. There we go, SanDisk Ultra Fit. Select, and then we hit flash, and that should just take a few minutes. You can see there it's decompressing the file. And now it's formatted and it's already flashing, and it looks like it's moving at a pretty good pace actually. I was going to pause it for you guys so you wouldn't have to see this, but it's only going to take about another 20 seconds. And then as soon as that's finished, we can go ahead and pop that into our Raspberry Pi and fire it up. And after we do that for the first time, we have to wait anywhere between 2 and 5 minutes for it to finish its basic setup. There we go. Let's pulled all that up. We can go ahead and close this. We don't need it. And now it's just finishing validation of the burn. That's the other nice thing about Balena Etcher is it'll tell us if there's a failure in the burn, so we'll know. There's no guesswork to see, oh, did it work, did it not work? See, it says flash completed, 1 successful target. Good to go. So now we can close out Balena Etcher, and we'll go through, just safe remove on our USB drive. Pull that out here. Drop that into our Pi. I already have a set of RCAs ready to go for it. Okay, so now that that's done, all you got to do is power it up, wait about 5 minutes, and you'll have your whole new Volumio DAC streamer ready to rock. I really hope that you guys were able to follow along decently. This was my first YouTube video, so go easy on me. And I really hope to see you guys again. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would be so kind, you can also follow me on X at Lord Shadow. The last O is a 0. And I'd love to hear ideas from you guys about stuff you'd like to see me do, or different programs you'd like to see me play around with, and we'll all have some fun and maybe learn something new together. All right. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.